Oh, has he taken his first steps yet? Is he speaking yet? Does he have any friends yet? The amount of skills that your toddler learns between their first and second birthday can kind of give you whiplash. Today we're going to be going over the 5 most influential skills that you'll see developing in this year so you can keep all of those questions from well-meaning strangers at bay. Now, if you want to see this in more detail and laid out nice and neatly, be sure to grab my free child development milestone charts, which are linked below. If we haven't met before, my name is Holly. I am a pediatric occupational therapist, a toddler mom, and the founder of Playful Pod, which is my play and child development membership community. I release new videos every Tuesday all around toddler development and parenting, so be sure to come and subscribe as well. So those 5 skills, let's dive into them. There's one that I think we all kind of jump to, comes to mind immediately, and that is taking first steps. So what happens in the second year is so exciting. We see our children going from cruising to first steps to, by the end of this year, by their second birthday, actually running. Now, what does that mean, actually running? I was working with a mom a while ago and she kind of came to me saying, I'm not sure that my child really needs therapy. He just seems lazy, like all the other children seem to move differently. I can't really explain what it is. I look through milestone charts and everything seems fine, but when I see him in a group, it just seems like there's something off. So we did an assessment on this little guy. He was such a lovely kid to work with, and what we found is that he hadn't actually progressed to running. Sometimes our kids are super smart. They do this like fast waddle. Have you seen it? It's like the side to side kind of it's adorable. You kind of wish that it could stay, but it doesn't stay because it needs to progress to the running, which also as a parent brings you like a whole new world of boundaries that you need to protect and teach your child about when they start running. No running in the roads is a key example. But so what we really want to see with our children is that they move from that waddle running to actually 4 legs moving forward running by the time that they reach their second birthday. Another one is that they start playing in new ways. So if you were anything like me and you have some formula jars stored away, or maybe you just have all kinds of other jars stored away, be sure to bring those out because finally you can use them to make posting games for your child. These are super fun. You can take some pom-poms or any kind of round thing that you have, cut a hole in the top of the jar and let your child post in. Also, popsicle sticks are great for this. So this is something that is perfect at the beginning of the year, but as they progress towards their second birthday, you'll see that they actually start liking things that are the same kind of idea of posting, but more complex. So this is a great time to pull out those form boards that I'm sure you got at your baby shower, it's your first birthday, and they'll actually be able to figure out how to fit the shape into the hole. So our third big learning that happens in this year is really helpful in terms of managing a child because they start to develop memory. And now I'm not just talking about remembering their colors or remembering numbers, but they actually start to remember your daily sequence, which is so helpful in decreasing some of those big emotions and making the day flow a little bit easier and getting out the house a little bit easier because they start to understand routine. So as much as possible, if we can be consistent in the way that we do things, like if we're always putting on shoes in the same place or we're always leaving shoes as the last thing before we go out or whatever it is that your sequence of getting out the door, the more you can make that a routine, the more your toddler will actually want to do it, that you'll get a little bit less like pushback and they'll really be interested in following the routine because their memory is developing in terms of memorizing steps. If you're not sure why memory and why routine are so important for children, or you feeling like you want to improve your routine or communicate it better for your toddler, be sure to check the video which is linked above. All right, next one. This may have you cleaning up quite a few messes, but it has a great thing on the other side, and that is that your child will be able to eat independently. No more spoon feeding, no more really obsessing if each food is like fitting their baby-led weaning milestone. We can now really rely on our children to start eating alone. They start to learn to chew food better in their first year. By the end of the year, by the time they're reaching their second birthday, they're actually actually biting into food, which is so nice for if you're wanting to give them sandwiches, or it just opens up a whole bigger range of food that they can eat. What we also find by the time they're reaching around their second year is that their musculature around their mouth is a lot more developed. So again, they're chewing in a much stronger way, and also their sensory, their taste buds basically are changing. So we see by the time a child reaches the second year that all of their inbuilt push towards sweetness, which is there for a reason so that they'll love mother's milk, kind of fades away, and their receptors of bitterness actually are more similar to an adult's receptors of bitterness. So yes, spinach is on the menu, and so is broccoli. They really are able now to tolerate those tastes by the time they're reaching their second birthday. This is one that's super important. I see a lot with parents that around the 18-month mark, they start asking like, weren't we supposed to have first words yet? When am I actually going to hear mommy or daddy? And then again, by the second year mark, parents often are like really interested in wanting to know how much their child is speaking and if it's reaching the milestones. The milestone is that by the time your child reaches age 2, we're expecting to see around 60 words. And the average for this, because the milestone is not the same as the average is that children are speaking about 200 to 300 words. And they're starting to put together short sentences by their second birthday. Now, between that 18-month mark and 2 years, speech explodes. We go from just a handful of words to really a child communicating and interacting with their world and with people in their world, which is really, really exciting to see. So as a reminder, if you haven't already, head down to the link in my description box, and that will give you a full look at the developmental milestones in a lot more detail for this year, as well as up to age 4. And if you'd like to learn more about the first year specifically and ideas for drawing and doing art activities with your child, be sure to check the video that is on your screen now. Okay, I'll see you over there.